This is my acting monologue that I did for individual speech this year, and I took it all the way to all-state speech. This is 3 Little Words by Krista Bonner. I've been with him for a while now. At first we were casual, only getting together every now and then, but at this point, we've been going pretty steady. We didn't have plans to get together last Friday when he called me and asked if we could meet. Told me he had something to tell me. Something big. I remember thinking, wow, this must be it. He's finally going to tell me those 3 little words. As soon as I got home from school, I headed straight up to my room. I looked in the mirror and gasped. My outfit wasn't right for this occasion at all. I was getting epic news in a matter of minutes, and I needed a wardrobe upgrade stat. I realized how lame this must sound, and girly, but, well, you're probably right. All I can tell you is that when I saw him, I wanted to be wearing an outfit that made me feel brave and beautiful. Ever since he called, there'd been an entire battalion of butterflies whirling around in my stomach. Anything that I could do to help calm the nerves, even if it was something silly like changing my outfit, I was going to take it. Here's the thing. This is the guy I've told everything to. I've spilled all my secrets. I've told him my deepest fears and my biggest hopes, and he's listened patiently and never judged. He's always there to listen with a comforting ear. I know that doesn't sound like much, but when you get down to it, it counts. It counts for a whole lot. That's why I'm so nervous. This guy knows everything about me, and he's about to tell me those 3 little words. This moment is huge for me. How on earth am I supposed to be calm right now? So anyway, I asked him about his day, and he asked about mine. I told him, leaving out the part about changing into 1,000 outfits, of course. When he cleared his throat, looked me straight in the eyes and said, Carrie, about what I said on the phone. That's when I know for sure he's going to say it. He's going to tell me those 3 little words. I try to be all cool and collected before he tells me the phrase that's going to change my life forever. I fail miserably. My palms get all sweaty and my breathing gets shallow. I'm a total wreck on the inside, and it shows. He clears his throat and prepares to speak. I remember I held my breath in anticipation as I waited for those words. And then, finally, after all the waiting and anticipation and build-up, those 3 little words finally came tumbling out of his mouth. You have cancer. And there it is, spoken out loud. Real. All this time, all these months that we've spent together trying to figure out where this thing between us was going, and, well, now we know. We'd arrived. Our destination, the Big C. He was supposed to say, "You're perfectly healthy." That's what I was dressed up to hear. Not this. Not the news that I'm sick. But that's what he told me. You have cancer. Maybe it's because I'd had an inkling of what he was going to say all along, but when he first spoke those 3 little words, it felt more like hearing an echo rather than experiencing it in the first place. I remember staring at him after he said it, and he was looking back at me expectantly. It took a few seconds for my brain to kick into gear. Oh, now it's my turn. This is a conversation. I'm supposed to say something. Before I could get my tongue working, though, he adds a new piece of information to the mix. It's stage 4. He doesn't need to tell me more than that. I remember enough about the stages to know that they're numbered, like hurricane levels. 4's bad. The worst, apparently, since there's only 4 stages to begin with. If 4 is my starting point, then my situation is as bad as it can possibly get. The shock of this realization hits me like a freight train. In the space of a minute, I had gone from being healthy and alive to dying. It takes a few minutes before I can get my mouth working, and I piece together a few questions. How long?
5 months, maybe 6.
As if those extra 30 days are supposed to make me feel better about my death sentence. They didn't. I got up and walked out of there after that. After all, what more could be said? He'd handed me my expiration date. There was no need to stay any longer. I would do anything for a few more seconds of blissful ignorance to not know what he told me. Because as prepared as I thought I was for the possibility of hearing those 3 little words, well, turns out I was nowhere near ready to actually hear them. Not by a long shot.
I love you so.
This is the poetry piece that I did for individual speech this year, and I took it all the way to All-State. The past 4 years that I've been doing poetry, I've always done a poem by the author Shane Koizakan. I actually found this piece a couple years back and decided that I wanted to save it and keep it for senior year. I was lucky enough this year to remember that that's what I wanted to do and was able to look back on the poem and reflect how it reflects my life today. And now on to my speech. Everything that we've learned in life has taught us a lesson. As I'm reaching the end of my high school career, I think back on all the lessons that school has taught me. It's taught me to always raise my hand before I talk, ask before I go to the bathroom, and just turn in my homework on time. These are all lessons that our teachers drilled into our heads, but they're not the only things that high school has taught me. High school has also taught me how to make friends, how to deal with losing friends, to not feel ashamed for knowing or not knowing something, how to be myself, and in the grand scheme of things, how to be a person. How to Be a Person by Shane Koizakan. 1. Find your voice. Know that not all languages contain words. Your voice could be music, it could be dance. It will be what expresses you most sincerely. Your voice is an art. 2. Remember that you are an artist, regardless of how constantly the world will try to drive it out of you, or how a real job will try to bury the part of you that tries to communicate your feelings when language fails. You are an artist. Whether it is with food or building robots, you will know your medium the instant you realize how in love you are with what it brings out of you. 3. Apologize. You will not always be right. You will not always be wrong. You will hopefully always be learning. Atonement is a sacrifice of pride. Explanation of why you did what you did or said what you said will not vindicate you. If the cost to heal someone else is only your pride, then apologize and be grateful that you received peace at such a bargain. 4. Forgive. Realize that some people are still learning. If forgiveness is not possible, then think of everything you've ever wanted to be forgiven for, but weren't. Hold that uneasiness in your mind until you feel your desire for absolution becoming a wish. Realize you can grant this wish for others. If you are waiting for forgiveness, be prepared to wait. Be prepared to stand in the path of time and wither. Respect that forgiveness is difficult. Not all trespassers are equal, and not everyone will heal according to your schedule. 5. Accept that farting is funny. Granted, not always appropriate and sometimes unpleasant, but if you cannot laugh, if you are more offended by a fart than by a war, famine, political corruption, deforestation, racism, sexism, classism, the wrongfully imprisoned, the treatment of women, the foreclosing of homes while the bank's debts are forgiven, if a fart offends you more than any of that, then you are not a person. You cannot be helped. Join a cult. Have some Kool-Aid. 6. Know that love is a vulnerability, but not a weakness. Love is the volunteer in you that raises its hand and steps forward without needing to be rewarded. Love is the currency that functions in reverse, because the only way to be more wealthy in it is to give more of it away. 7. Don't laugh to fit in. Laughter should be honest. If there is no sincerity in your joy, then your happiness will be a forgery that fools only yourself. 8. Do not fear to be hated, but be cautious towards those inhabited by hate. You will be hated, regardless of who you are, what you say, or what you do. You will be hated for your successes or your failures, for good looks or for bad looks, for intelligence or stupidity. Know that if you are going to be hated, regardless of who you are, then be fearless enough to be who you want to be. 9. Be savagely thankful and continuously in awe of the power you possess. You are alive inside of an endless cosmos with the freedom that shines bright in the dark. Choices. Your choices belong to you so intimately that they will never leave you. They, unlike the changing nature of love or the failing machinery of our bodies, will never abandon you. Good or bad, they will stay, always. So know that what you choose to stand for is what will inform you of what you've chosen to stand against. So stand. Let each foot crash into what you believe and plant them there firmly so that they may take root in your convictions and stand.
I'm nothing special, in fact I'm a bit of a bore. If I tell a joke, you've probably heard it before. But I have a talent, a wonderful thing, 'cause everyone listens when I start to sing. I'm so grateful and proud. All I want is to sing it out loud. So I say thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or a dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. Mother says I was a dancer before I could walk. She says I began to sing long before I could talk. And I've often wondered